what's up, myths? That's right, you guys are myths. Since we are all middle children here, I was thinking about what to call you. First, I thought about just calling you middle children, but that was long and low effort. And us middle children, we never settle for anything low effort. Then I thought about calling you mid squad, but I wanted something shorter and cuter, so myths it is. You guys are myths for now, and if you don't like it, then well, did you think you would have a choice? You're literally a middle child, my darling. But well, you can still leave suggestions if you want. Anyways, before I bore any of you any further, let's just jump right into today's video. Today we are going to talk about someone who is a groomer, a loser, and a freaking criminal. Cody Ko. If you are someone who spends a good chunk of their day on YouTube, you must have heard of his name at least once. Codico is a commentary slash reaction channel. He has been around for a while. He started on Vine and then shifted to YouTube. He is a pretty well reputed and well liked YouTuber. Well, up until recently, when D'Angelo Wallace brought attention to the fact that a 25-year-old Codico had sexual relations with a minor, Tana Mojo. Tana Mojo has been talking about this for the past couple years, and she had gotten a lot of hate and negative response for it because Tana doesn't have a very good reputation. She has had a very controversial career on YouTube and she has been around for a while now as well. But that shouldn't change the fact that she was R-worded by a 25-year-old Kodiko. I have seen so many people trying to downplay this and blame Tana that 17 is not that young and blaming Tana for what happened, which is absolutely disgusting. This is something Tana herself has talked about that she feels so bad that there must be other people who look up to her. And seeing how people are victim blaming and attacking Tana, that must make them feel so scared to come out with their own stories. This allegedly happened in Florida during VidCon. Tana mentioned how she was such a fan of Cody and they did have a sexual relation, which is where power play also comes into play. Just makes me so angry to talk about this because why can't these people stay away from kids? Tana mentioned that Gabby Hanna even pulled Cody aside to tell him that she is a minor, but they still went and hooked up. This story is backed up by a podcast clip of Gabby herself from ages ago before any of this even came out, where Gabby is talking about the same story of how she saw these two people making out and she pulled the guy aside to tell him that she is a minor, but they still went and did it. Gabby kept the people anonymous, and we all know Gabby is also a very controversial figure. But if Gabby wanted to start some drama, she could have just name dropped Cody and Tana, but she didn't. And this clip of Gabby really backs Tana's story as well. You can't really fake this. Also, Tana's story has never changed. She has been talking about it for years, and her story has always remained the same. I also feel bad for Tana because she talked about how she doesn't associate this with trauma because she has had even worse things happen to her. But if something like this happened to her loved ones, she would absolutely not be okay with it. Which makes me feel really sad that she never had anyone who helped her or looked after her or tried to warn her to stay away from these criminals. I think people forget how young Tana is. She is only in her mid 20s currently. So she has been doing YouTube since she was very young. People might not realize that since she always presented herself in a very mature way. She always looked older than her actual age. I mean, look at this. She is a kid who didn't even know how to put extensions in properly, and she is sitting next to this scumbag in his mid 20s, eyeing her like a creep. There is no reason for a 20 something guy to be in this close proximity to a minor. These videos are still up on his and Tana's channel, by the way, and this somehow slipped through the cracks. Even I wasn't aware of all of this until D'Angelo dropped his video about it. I'm someone who mostly keeps up with these things through YouTube mostly, and I didn't see anyone talking about it, just like what D'Angelo said in his video. And Cody, being such a liked YouTuber, definitely contributed to that, I think. He has a pretty big fan base who were attacking Tana for even coming out with this and victim blaming so hard. I know people always say that innocent until proven guilty, but what more proof do people want? Tana literally has someone else telling the same story about this situation. You can't fake that unless somehow Gabby and Tana have been brewing this conspiracy to cancel him for years, which just saying that sounds ridiculous. Some people are in denial. His silence is also speaking a lot for how guilty he is. If this was someone innocent who was being accused of a crime like this, they wouldn't bat an eye to put out a statement or a video talking about their side. Recently, a streamer, George Not Found, he was being accused of some horrible things, and he came out with a video which, in my opinion, was pretty well done, explaining his side, and that really saved his career. But Cody over here is heavily filtering out his comments so that no one can mention anything about this. And since he is doing that, people are going over to his wife's channel, who recently gave birth to his child, and are leaving comments about this. Up until few days ago as well, he was posting like nothing happened. And he knows what he did was a crime because he even texted Tana when she started talking about this and asked her like, "Hey, we good? My wedding is coming up." So he knew what he did was wrong and texting Tana to make sure she doesn't expose him further. Tana also talked about how it wasn't just a Cody problem, but there are a lot of other people like this who are doing similar things, and the people who did these things to her, the same people are doing it again with other minors, which is so disgusting and horrible and scary. Why can't these people stay away from kids? Like, try to stay away from kids challenge. I really hope Tana exposes other names as well. Like, recently, she also is calling out Jason Nash for trying to kiss her when she just turned 18. Just turned 18. And Jason Nash, he's so old as well. What a creep. Tana really always has been surrounded by creepy men who preyed on her, and the audacity of some people blaming Tana in all of this just shows the cult following and mindset these delusional, stupid people have. I have a new video idea for him. How about try not to sleep with a minor challenge? There are people who are die-hard fans of this criminal and are doing everything in their power to defend a grown ass woman. Oh, I just said woman. A grown ass man for a crime that he did. He also is friends with someone who has been convicted of drugging and R-wording a girl and then sharing that video with others, and he was charged with it. Cody hangs out with that guy and even invited this guy to his wedding as well. Cody has also said the N word very proudly in his vine, and I've seen people's careers getting ruined for saying the N word, sometimes unintentionally during a song as well. Yet this guy somehow got away with it. But wait, he did apologize on his Patreon. You only get his apology if you pay him. What a scumbag. I'll be honest, I didn't know about all of his past controversies as well, but thanks to D'Angelo Wallace for using his platform to call this criminal out. Mids, here's a lesson to learn to never ever trust anyone online. This is a lesson that has been taught to people so many times, yet people still look up to these people on the internet. Anyways, I'm glad that Tana's story is being talked about now, as it should, and these creepy criminals should be exposed for preying upon minors. This is definitely a way bigger problem within the industry than we all can imagine. And that's it for this video, guys. What do you guys think? Share with me in the comments down below, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.